All right, so everyone get this AI. It's not just some Hollywood sci-fi thing anymore,
Right.
We're talking real changes like happening now. And
Yeah.
the U.S. is at a crossroads. According to this article, we've got the AI revolution. Will the U.S. lead or fall behind?
Right.
And it's making me wonder, where do you see yourself in all of this?
Well, what's fascinating is how this article frames it. Like, it's not just about the technology itself, it's about the choices
Yeah.
the U.S. makes and how those choices could lead to totally different outcomes, like lead the AI revolution or get left behind.
Yeah.
Those are pretty high stakes.
Yeah, no kidding. Okay,
Yeah.
so let's unpack this a little bit. The article talks about adaptability being the new currency in the age of AI.
Yeah.
I get the metaphor, but what does it actually look like?
So think of it this way, like industries, jobs, even everyday life, it's all going to be reshaped by AI. And at a speed we haven't really seen before. To thrive in this environment, we're talking about a constant willingness to learn new skills, to be flexible, to embrace change as it comes.
Okay.
Mental agility training.
Mental agility training.
I like that.
For the future.
Okay, so what happens if we don't adapt?
Yeah.
The article paints a pretty stark picture of the consequences.
Right, and it's not just, trying to scare people.
Yeah.
If you look back at history, major shifts have always caused disruption.
For sure.
The Industrial Revolution, for example, completely changed the nature of work.
Okay.
But AI is different.
How so?
It's not just about machines doing physical tasks. It's about machines that can learn, adapt, and potentially outperform humans in many areas.
So the article is saying that if the U.S. doesn't step up its AI game, we're looking at potentially losing our competitive edge globally.
Exactly. And the article argues we could see a brain drain with top AI talent moving to countries that are investing more in this technology.
And that could have a ripple effect impacting everything from economic growth to scientific advancement.
Hold on. Let's not get too gloomy yet. Because on the flip side, the article also highlights some major potential benefits if the U.S. does embrace AI, right?
Absolutely. And this is where things get really interesting.
Okay.
We're not just talking about, abstract economic gains,
Right.
but tangible improvements to our lives. Things like AI-powered healthcare that could personalize treatments, or revolutionizing how we learn with AI-driven education that caters to individual needs.
Okay, so here's where it gets really interesting for me. AI transforming how we shop, how we bank, how we get things done. The article even mentions AI making customer experiences smoother.
Right.
I'm all for anything that makes my life easier. But what does that even look like with AI?
Okay, so imagine this. You're shopping online, and instead of scrolling through endless options, an AI assistant understands your preferences and recommends products you'll actually love or think about. Personalized financial advice from an AI that analyzes your spending habits.
And helps you achieve your financial goals.
Interesting.
It's about making technology work for you.
Right.
Not the other way around,
Yeah, totally.
like it should be.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's a pretty compelling vision of the future, but is it really achievable? Or are we getting ahead of ourselves here?
Well, that's the big question, isn't it?
Yeah.
And to answer that, we need to look at what's already happening in the world of AI and where the trends are pointing.
Okay, so let's dive into that.
Let's do it. And it's not just about convenience. AI has the potential to tackle some of the biggest challenges we face.
Oh, yeah. Give me an example.
Like healthcare.
Okay.
The article talks about AI being used to develop new drugs and treatments, diagnose diseases earlier and more accurately, and even personalize healthcare plans.
Wow.
Based on an individual's genetic makeup and lifestyle.
That's amazing.
It's about leveraging AI to improve health outcomes and make healthcare more accessible and affordable for everyone. That's huge.
Oh.
And speaking of accessibility, what about the concerns around job displacement? The article definitely doesn't shy away from that.
Right.
But it also seems to suggest that AI won't just be taking jobs away, it'll be creating new ones too.
Yeah, that's a key point. And this is where that idea of adaptability comes in again.
Okay.
Sure, some jobs will inevitably be automated, but new jobs will emerge in fields related to AI development, implementation, and maintenance.
Right.
It's like any technological shift, it disrupts existing industries and creates new ones.
Yeah.
The challenge is to prepare the workforce for those new opportunities.
So it's less about robots taking our jobs and more about us needing to evolve alongside the technology.
Precisely. We need to focus on reskilling and upskilling the workforce.
Yeah.
Equipping people with the knowledge and skills they need to thrive in an AI-driven economy.
So like what kinds of new jobs are we talking about here?
Well, think about it. Someone's going to need to design those AI-powered healthcare systems, build those personalized education platforms,
Right.
and manage those smart manufacturing facilities.
Okay, those are good examples.
Those are just a few examples of the new job categories that AI will create.
Okay, I'm starting to see the bigger picture here. But the article also talks about the risk of the U.S. falling behind other countries in the AI race. What are some of the specific areas where we're lagging?
One area is investment in research and development.
Okay.
Other countries, particularly China, are pouring massive resources into AI research, and that's translating into rapid advancements in areas like facial recognition, natural language processing, and autonomous vehicles.
Yeah.
If the U.S. doesn't step up its investment game, we risk losing our competitive edge in these critical technologies.
So it's not just about keeping up with the Joneses. It's about making sure the U.S. remains a global leader in innovation.
Exactly. The AI revolution is a global phenomenon, and the stakes are high.
Yeah.
The countries that lead in AI development will have a significant advantage in shaping the future of the global economy, the geopolitical landscape, and even the very nature of work and society.
That's a lot to unpack. But let's get back to the article for a second.
Sure.
It mentions a whole bunch of different AI use cases across various industries.
Yeah.
What are some of the ones that really stood out to you?
One that I find particularly compelling is the use of AI in manufacturing.
Okay.
We're talking about smart factories where robots work alongside humans performing tasks that are dangerous, repetitive, or require a high degree of precision.
Interesting.
This not only increases efficiency and productivity, but also creates a safer and more ergonomic work environment for humans.
Yeah, that makes sense. And what about AI in agriculture? The article mentions that as well.
Right. This is another area with huge potential. Imagine AI-powered systems that can monitor crops in real time, detect pests and diseases early on, and optimize irrigation and fertilization.
Wow.
To maximize yields and minimize environmental impact.
It's incredible. It sounds like AI has a potential to transform practically every industry imaginable.
It does. And that's what makes this such an exciting time to be alive, you know? We're witnessing a technological revolution that has the potential to reshape the world as we know it.
It's pretty mind-blowing when you think about it.
It is. But it's also a time for careful consideration and responsible action.
That's true.
We need to make sure that AI is developed and deployed in a way that benefits all of humanity, not just a select few.
That's a really important point.
Yeah.
The article touches on some of the ethical considerations around AI, but it doesn't go into too much detail. What are some of the key things we need to be thinking about as we move forward with AI development and deployment?
One of the biggest concerns is bias.
Okay.
AI systems are trained on data, and if that data is biased, the AI will perpetuate those biases.
Right.
This can lead to unfair or discriminatory outcomes in areas like hiring, lending, and even criminal justice.
Yeah.
We need to be very careful to ensure that AI systems are trained on diverse and representative data sets, and that they are designed to mitigate bias.
That's a really good point. And what about the potential for job displacement? We've already talked about the need for reskilling and upskilling. Yeah. But is there anything else we can do to mitigate the negative impacts of job automation?
There are a number of ideas being explored.
Okay.
One is the concept of a universal basic income, which would provide everyone with a guaranteed minimum income, regardless of whether they have a job or not. Another idea is to create new social safety nets, such as job retraining programs and unemployment insurance to support those who are displaced by automation.
Yeah.
It's crucial to have these conversations now, to develop policies that address the potential social and economic consequences of AI.
Okay, so we've talked about the potential benefits and risks of AI, the importance of adaptability, the need to invest in research and development, and the ethical considerations that need to be addressed.
Right.
What's the article's overall takeaway message? What does it want us to do with all this information?
Well, the article ends with a call to action.
Okay.
It argues that the U.S. has a choice to make: embrace the AI revolution and lead the way, or hesitate and risk falling behind. It calls for a coordinated effort from government, industry, and academia to invest in AI research, develop ethical guidelines, and prepare the workforce for the jobs of the future.
It's kind of a wake-up call.
It is. It's a message of urgency and optimism, urging us to seize the opportunity to shape this technological revolution in a way that benefits all of humanity.
That's a powerful message.
Yeah.
And I think it's one that resonates deeply with me. We're living in a time of unprecedented technological change, and it's up to us to decide what kind of future we want to create. AI has the potential to solve some of the world's most pressing problems, but it also has the potential to create new ones. It's up to us to ensure that AI is used for good and that its benefits are shared widely. It feels like we've only just scratched the surface here. I mean, we've talked about AI reshaping industries, the potential for job creation, even ethical concerns. But where does this all lead? What does the future actually look like if AI becomes as integrated into our lives as this article predicts?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? The article paints a picture of a future where AI is so deeply embedded in our daily lives that it's almost invisible.
Okay.
Think about it. AI could be managing our traffic flow, optimizing our energy grids, even personalizing our news feeds and entertainment recommendations. It's a future where technology anticipates our needs and seamlessly enhances our lives.
Okay, but isn't there a risk of becoming too reliant on AI? What happens if something goes wrong? What about the potential for unintended consequences?
Those are valid concerns, and that's why the article emphasizes the importance of responsible AI development,
Yeah.
We can't just blindly hand over control to machines. We need to build safeguards, ensure transparency in how AI systems are designed and trained, and constantly be evaluating the impact of AI on our lives. It's an ongoing process, not a one-time fix.
It's not just about building smarter machines, it's about building a smarter society that can coexist with those machines.
Exactly. And that requires a shift in mindset. We need to move beyond thinking of AI as something that's happening to us and start thinking about how we can actively shape the development and use of AI to create the kind of future we want.
That's a powerful thought. So what can the average person do to be a part of this conversation? It feels like something that's happening at a high level in boardrooms and government meetings.
It might feel that way, but the reality is that AI is already impacting our lives in countless ways, even if we don't realize it. The first step is simply becoming aware of that.
Right.
Start paying attention to how AI is being used in the products and services you use every day. Read articles, watch documentaries, have conversations with friends and family about the implications of AI. The more informed we all are, the better equipped we'll be to navigate this new world.
That makes sense. So it's about education awareness and starting to think critically about the role AI is playing in our lives.
Precisely. And don't underestimate the power of your voice. As consumers, we have a say in how companies develop and deploy AI. We can choose to support businesses that are using AI ethically and responsibly. We can demand transparency from policymakers about how AI is being used in government and public services. And we can advocate for regulations that protect our privacy and ensure that AI is used for the benefit of all, not just the select few.
This whole conversation has been a real eye-opener. We started by talking about the U.S.'s position in the global AI race, but it's clear that this is so much bigger than that. It's about humanity's relationship with technology, and the choices we make today will shape the world for generations to come.
And that's why this deep dive has been so important. It's not just about understanding the technical aspects of AI, but about grappling with the profound implications it has for our society, our economy, our very way of life.
Well said. I think that's a perfect note to end on. It's been an incredible journey exploring this topic with you.
The pleasure was all mine. It's always fascinating to delve into these complex issues and to share these insights with our listeners.
And to our listeners, we hope this deep dive has sparked your curiosity and given you some food for thought. The AI revolution is happening now, and it's up to all of us to shape its course. Stay informed, stay engaged, and stay curious.